gathered here to enhance our knowledge on careers in IT, and to guide us for the same, we have two guests over here, that is Mr. Chandresh Adhiya and Mr. Sony Dsouza. Firstly, I would like to introduce Mr. Chandresh Adhiya. He has completed his BE from Pune University and he has done certification in ITIL, that is Information Technology Infrastructure Library, B1, B2 Foundation, and ITIL B3 Expert, ITIL Service Manager, Combit and PMP certification. He has spent over 15 years in IT projects and service management at various levels. He has spent last 5 years in managing various software development projects too. And now I will introduce our next guest, that is Mr. Sony Dsouza. He is a trainer and HR professional from 8 years and he is a professional soft skill trainer. He guides people in career as well as in their personal life as well. He is a very good listener, self-motivated person and has the ability to connect with audience instantly. Apart from this, he has industry exposure too, that is in banking sector, sales and marketing, education and vocational trainings. Now I will request Smita ma'am to felicitate our guest.
Respected Mr. Sony Dsouza, the Dean of MBA, Professor Smita Chauhan, Associate Director of NBN SSOCS, Management and staff, to this esteemed institute, friends and well-wishers. On behalf of KnowledgeCredits, it's my pleasant privilege to extend a hearty welcome to each and every one of you for this informative seminar. KnowledgeCredit provides a professional platform to everyone who seeks knowledge and those who are willing to share it. Thus, there is a scope for everyone in this seminar. It is pleasant to see all of you who have shown a keen interest in this seminar with a view of taking home wonderful experience and equip yourself with current knowledge. Sincere welcome to all of you. I'm glad to share a few thoughts about KnowledgeCredits. It is not a training company. It is unbiased while doing career counseling, and you can be certain of right guidance through KnowledgeCredit. We provide an avenue for the providers to host their expertise and receivers to avail the best services. We are up to date with the market information and always stand to provide credible knowledge to the seekers. We are accessible to all who seek us. It is our dream and aspiration that we continue to act as a bridge between the seekers and the providers of knowledge. I believe today's seminar would be beneficial for all of you present here. Once again, on behalf of KnowledgeCredit, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. Wish you all a great learning experience. Welcome one and all. Before we commence, let me brief you the agenda of the day. Our CEO and founder director of Qlogy Management Services and also the product manager of KnowledgeCredits, Mr. Chandresh Adhiya, will talk to us on careers options in IT. We have also Mr. Sony Dsouza, who is from Edubridge, the training manager, will be speaking on interview tips and techniques and CV writing skills. This will be followed by a question-answer session. I request all of you to actively participate by the way of contributing your thoughts and questions. May I now invite Mr. Chandresh Adhiya to address the gathering and share your insight. Let's all join our hands to welcome Mr. Adhiya.
Good morning everyone. I don't know whether I need a mic. My voice is loud enough. and I apologize for the casual dressing here. In the previous session, I went formally dressed and then realized maybe people start taking me too seriously when I am formally dressed. So casual dressing would probably help to establish a rapport and maybe an open communication channel between you and me, rather than a tight communication when I am formally dressed. So when we talk about careers in IT, my experience is most of us feel that software development is the only career in IT. I don't know what all career options are you aware of besides software development. How many of you know that there are a lot of more careers besides software development in IT? Do you know what is the percentage of people who get recruited in software development versus non-software development?
Very less. It's very less.
What is the percentage?
Approximately. Not sure about the percentage. I think it would be like 20%.
Okay, so where are other people absorbed?
Other fields.
What are the other fields?
Marketing, management,
Okay, so I would say that most of the careers lie in the. How many of you are aware of 7 layers of networking? Seven layers of OSI. So, anyone recalls? All of you remember? Okay, good. You all remember? So there is a career in each of those layers. So when we talk about careers in IT, they are not just restricted to software, but for each layer of OSI, there are careers and there are specializations. At a generic level, okay, I mean, not exactly pointing to each OSI layer, but at a broad level, there is a career there in each of them, and in each of them, there is a career for design, development, testing, management, and sales. So sales, we are not talking here because I think people are not from MBA in marketing here or MBA in something else. I mean, computer management or master of computer management or something. So people who are MBA or MCM typically may go into. And there is also analyst role in each of these. So you need analysts, you need designers, you need developers, you need testers, and also there are allied careers to manage other aspects. And when I talk about other aspects, those are, say for example, if you want to use internet at home, what are you most concerned about? Speed. Is that the only concern? That uptime, the availability, I mean, it works fast, but it is not available most of the time. So when it works, maybe it works 1 hour a day, it works very fast. But remaining hours it doesn't work. So you don't want that. So you need availability, you need performance, you need security, you need, when you talk about very, very critical connections, very, very critical areas where there is billions of dollars of transactions happening or millions of dollars of transactions happening. Think about stock exchanges, think about stock broker who wants to use internet connection. They cannot afford to have a single minute downtime, or if it goes down, the losses may be huge. If it goes down for 5 minutes, the loss can go into crores of rupees. So they need probably a disaster recovery and continuity option. I just give you a very simplistic example of stock broker or a stock exchange. But there are a lot of such business critical applications and services which run across, and they cannot afford to have a downtime. Okay. Yesterday itself, I have handled a major severe failure of one of the portals, which was an online shopping cart for one of our clients. And it failed because the database was on auto-upgrade mode, and there were multiple applications running, and database upgraded on its own to the next version, and there was no compatibility with that database for this application. And there was a half a day down. Now that downtime costs money to the company whose application was running, and so there is support and maintenance requirement as well. And so if we look at this gamut of examples, you realize that you need people who can plan its availability and who can manage the availability and manage and support it on a regular basis and maintain it on a regular basis. And different people work on different areas because one person probably cannot manage everything. So you want people who can plan the security as well and manage the security controls as well, because you don't want things to just work or upgrade or have some kind of hacking attempts done, and there are very serious hacking attempts and data basically extraction attempts which happen. So there are a whole lot of professional requirements across all of these domains, and information security of course is going to be a challenge. And then there are cloud services, and there are specific challenges related to that. So here in this presentation, I have tried to cover most of it, whatever I could summarize and put in. But I would say there are 7 layers into 5 different roles in each layer for designing, planning, supporting, managing, and also related to the maintainability, manageability, security, performance, etc. related roles. So I would say 7 into 10, at least 70 different career options in IT, or 70 different profiles that probably you can create your careers into. And the world is not about you knowing all 70. The world is about you knowing one and you being best at that, or at the most 2 or 3 or 5. So you cannot just say I know everything. I know database also, I know network also, I know application, I know Java also, PHP also, ASP also, and .NET, and you come with Perl and Python, and a lot of different languages, and you say I'm good at Oracle also, MySQL also. Doesn't work, because you knowing is not what matters. What matters is you able to do and deliver a particular role within those 70 different probably roles that you have. So in the smaller companies, probably you will play more than one role, and in the bigger companies, probably you will get into a very, very specialist role, which you will be trained on. And most of the companies will train you on, if you get selected to campus, you are lucky, and you will be trained on a specific area that company wants to put you in. Right, and there may be some other companies who want to put you in multiple roles. Small and medium companies probably will put you in multiple roles as such, and you will have to plan and choose what areas you want to build. And probably, if you are in second year or third year or final year, you probably want to start focusing and researching and focusing on those, and probably acquire skills and knowledge related to that. Or read, at least start reading about those areas, because and there are a huge lot of different technologies and different products. Like within networks, you might have Juniper or Cisco or Avaya, and within that network you have data networks and voice networks, and there are a lot of technologies there. So you need to find out what is the future, and rightly now cloud is a big buzz, and cloud definitely seems to be a very powerful, and mobility, for example, right? I mean, mobility technologies where you probably can do applications on Android or iPhone, or also on usability and user experience. Probably you want to do certain things. So I have listed some of them here in the presentation. and probably you can come to know from there. So can we move on to the next and yeah, so let's move on. So we'll talk about next please. Yeah. So I already talked about this, but there are a lot of vast ocean of career options available. So we'll move to the next. I already told you. So these are some of the core technical areas which I have presented here, which probably you can work on, and there are some supporting career options which you can work on. So if you like to enjoy, or if you like to talk in technical terms, or if technologies that motivates you or that drives you, or technologies that you want to be specialist in, those are the various areas where you probably can build your careers into, right? I mean, hardware, on operating systems, data center automations, networking, security, cloud solutions, mobility, other things. So mobility probably is there, but mobility is a big thing where you can build your career into. And for people who don't enjoy technology as much, but they probably enjoy communication or presentation or people management or user experience and other things. So there are careers, supporting careers there, which probably can be your career target, which is maybe something in search engine optimization and social media optimization. That's a big thing now, and there's a lot of cost and a lot of money organizations spend there to create their brand and establish their name through that space. Marketing, user experience design is a big career, and you would not believe that how many projects fail because of this design, and it becomes very, very crucial. So user experience design is a combination of arts and a science, where you need to have artistic bent of mind and think in terms of the user, what user perception would be when the person works on a particular application or a particular web portal. And since the world is going to move into cloud and mobility, my experience design on website of that portal, because most of them will be on portals, and I need to be able to use it on desktop, I need to be able to use it on my mobile, I need to be able to use it on my tablet, and eventually in future the same thing would be available on your television, where probably your television, and most of the televisions have started having a browsers and Android operating system or some other operating system, and you can do internet work on your television. So how does it fit in all of this different viewport size or the screen sizes? And that is one of the biggest challenge of the industry today, and there are very few people who have real skills and knowledge to really do that. Okay? And a lot of people are trying to build a career there. So there are two parts of it: the technology, which is HTML, CSS design, HTML5, and the user experience design, etc. And there is a planning and designing from making it more user-friendly and easy. So both of these careers can be combined into that UI UX design. And then there's a business analysis, because when you talk about IT is touching every business, and no business today can survive without IT. I mean, when I say not survive, maybe very localized kind of business may survive, like maybe your roadside grocery store or maybe a pawn shop may be able to survive because probably they don't need IT. But if you look at the scaling up, if that pawn shop needs to start a store chain of pawn shop stores, then they need to have IT. Even the pawn shops will require IT in its background, right? So those are some of the things, and I would not be surprised when coming 10 years down the line, you would be able to order your pawn online and probably have it delivered to your doorstep. I would not be surprised. Okay, so those are things, and when you talk about IT touching such a vast majority of business models and business scenarios, you need people who understand the business models, and you need people who can analyze and translate the business requirement into a system design or technology requirement. And those are the areas there is a big shortage. I mean, people probably don't know how to translate. So those are the business analyst, system design, product management. So if you go to the up to business analyst, maybe freshers may be able to do a work. But after that, system design, product design, project management, service management, which is on the supporting career side, will be available to you only after certain experience, maybe 5 years or 8 years experience into IT. So you can go through a supporting career track, and you can go through a technology career track, and probably eventually be in one of those areas, which are system design, product management, project management, and service management areas. Now we are talking of two different tracks, and in my experience, people who come from technology track generally as a last career, basically profile for them is a chief technology officer for some organization, right? Or a CIO, chief information officer for some organization. There are a lot of between roles in the management ladder, and if people come from a supporting career track, maybe they are more towards a chief marketing officer or chief executive officer kind of a role, CEO or CMO kind of a role, because they are working more closer to the business and the market and the technology. So they work. So in IT there are two sides: demand side of it and the supply side of it. So if you are working on a demand side of it, maybe you are more into marketing, sales, management, senior management area and CEO level track. Or if you are coming from a technology track, probably the eventual career is for CTO or CIO or a head of IT, and those are very, very powerful careers these days. 10 years back, the CIO and CTOs used to report to a finance head of finance. 10, 15 years back. Because business thought that IT is a supporting function. Supporting means it helps business to do some activities. But in past few years, there is a mind change at a business level, and that mind change is IT is not supporting, but IT is a strategic tool to achieve a business objectives and goals. So there is a vast thought process change as far as the IT is concerned, and that gives a lot of new opportunities for you. For example, big data or Hadoop kind of technologies, which are open source as well as available. There are a lot of open source technologies, a lot of application. People who are into first year and second year, I'm sorry to say this on this dais, probably this is not the right place to say, but I am forced to say every time I am on such kind of platform that Google and Facebook is the output of a college product. And none of the engineers or bachelors coming out of the colleges are capable of writing even one page of a code, most of it. And that's a sorry state of affairs, my dear friends. And it is not to demotivate you, just to tell you that we need to think seriously about our career options, and we need to be geared up. And there is a huge initiative taken by government as well as a lot of companies, even Google and Microsoft are putting a lot of money into innovations at a campus level. NASSCOM has, if you don't know, maybe make a note of it. NASSCOM has started an initiative for 10,000 startups by 2020. They want to fund 10,000 startups. I mean, if you have a business idea and if you have technology skills to make it successful, NASSCOM, which is a body which is an IT industry body for India, and it's a very powerful body, mind you, across the globe. It has a good recognition. They have decided to fund 10,000 startups just to ensure there is an innovation and the next Google or Facebook comes out of India and we don't look towards United States or European countries to come up with some product or a solution. India has been a service economy so far, and my concern is that if we remain a service economy for very long, we will have incremental revenues. There are two steps here. One is you keep on increasing the revenue by putting more people to do the work, right? I have 100 people, I generate, let's say, 1 crore rupees. And if I want to generate 5 crore rupees, I put 500 people. That is called incremental revenue, right? I put more number of people to generate more revenue. And that is what happens in the services industry. More revenue you want, you put more people. That's why you have TCS employing more than 1.5 lakh people, and Wipro and Infosys and IBM employing maybe lakhs of professionals, because they have incremental revenue generation model. Per capita revenue maybe 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees, or per employee revenue maybe 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees, out of which maybe the salary is given out 50,000 or 80,000 or whatever per month for the experienced people, and for juniors maybe 15, 20, 30,000 or whatever. So whatever their salary brackets are. But when you talk about the products company like Google or Microsoft or Amazon or Facebook, their per employee revenues may be 25 lakhs or 30 lakhs or even 50 lakh rupees per person, per employee. And that comes as exponential revenue if you have a powerful product which is created. And India today lacks the skills and competencies to create that powerful product, because either they lack in one of the supporting areas or maybe the core technology areas. We may call ourselves to be a superpower of IT, but mind you, we are not superpower of IT. We are white-collared labor workforce, which goes and serves and maybe works on some product which is not our own product. Okay. It is not demotivating or discouraging. Maybe it's just how it is right now. But with the initiatives of NASSCOM, as I told you, this scenario is likely to change in the coming 5 years, and you probably need to be aware and be ready to contribute to that revolution, which I would call a real IT revolution in India, which will come in coming 5 to 10 years. And the way you can contribute probably is start choosing the core technical area to build the core expertise. What you can deliver enterprise quality work or a commercial quality work, not academic quality work where it is just for getting some marks into your Viva or some internal project. Don't do that. Don't look towards your project assignments or mini projects or internal assignments as assignment to gain marks, but use them as assignment to gain the expertise on a specific technology. And so you have to choose. I mean, I will not say that this is great or that is great. Probably you have to choose what interests you more. If you are kind of a Sherlock Holmes mind frame, where you like to probably find out what issues are and where and go deep and investigate, probably information security is the right career for you, because you enjoy solving the criminal kind of cases or maybe people who are trying to hack, where are they trying to hack. If you like chore police game more, probably get into information security kind of career where you are trained and you know how to deal with those information security issues. Government of India websites get regularly hacked by some hackers from outside. So does Facebook was hacked around 6 months or 8 months back, where someone posted something on Mark Zuckerberg's page. So of course there is a career there and deep career there if you enjoy doing that tricks and probably explore. So, but you need to do it at a commercial level, not just for fun or just go 1 layer deep and stop it. Go 10 layers deep and see what the ocean lies there. And that's why I say IT is not a one-time career or a small superficial career option, but it has a deep expertise required to do anything. You can pick up anything from there. Just an example. Cloud is something, and mobility is something that probably probably is already there. So maybe those are the options that you want to look at, and I would request you to plan what you want to be if you are in second year or third year or final year or first year. Core technology is easy for freshers to enter into. Individual contribution is more important there. What capabilities and skills do you add which no one's? When you go into an interview or when you go into a campus selection, you should be able to say with confidence that you will not find a better person than me in this domain in India. And if you can tell that with confidence, no recruiter or no company has daring to not be doing, because you are best at what you are doing. I am sure everyone may not be able to say that with that confidence, but if not at India, can I say I am best in Maharashtra, or can I say I am best in Pune, or can I say I am best in my college in this particular area, or can I say I am best in my class in this area? Okay. So you need to be first somewhere, you need to be best somewhere. You completing your degree or graduation or some project doesn't necessarily qualify you to the job. Okay? And the job requires practical applications of commercial level applications. We are also, the reason why we created this portal of the KnowledgeCredits as a product is specifically for this, and we realized that there is a gap between what industry wants. Industry keeps complaining that they don't get the people with right skills, and that's why they are not able to recruit. Colleges probably face a challenge of managing the university syllabus and managing the class schedules and managing the motivation levels of people and the students, and also get them a practical exposure. That's a challenge for the colleges. And the challenge for the student is, after learning for 4 years, they don't want to probably learn so much extra and do more. I don't know what are the constraints and challenges at your level, but we thought and we seriously intend to make KnowledgeCredits as one of the important alternatives for people like you to look at besides Facebook. So probably you spend like 4 hours or 8 hours or 10 hours on Facebook. We want to have people going on to KnowledgeCredits at least for, let's say, 2 hours in a week. And we are requesting a lot of people to put a content, and we are also planning to include a virtual lab so that you can probably do the programming online, and there are a lot of things that we are planning to do there. But at first it probably just it gives you tests and what are the knowledge areas in demand into the industry, and what are the different companies who are offering that, and we are also talking to companies to put their job requirements there, which may not be directly applicable for the freshers, though I don't know whether it will be applicable to freshers, but there are at times freshers requirement, and probably the communication becomes a challenge, so we want to have that also included into this. So it is not a training portal, it is not a job portal, it is not a portal where people will be able to do e-learning or something, but it is a blend of all of these, where you will be able to share and also get the knowledge and the skills from others. And we are asking providers to put a free content there, and we already have started uploading some free content which people can access. And if you have expertise on a particular area, if there are like 50 people here and one person takes up the initiative to do a thorough research into one technology domain, and from second year or first year, and probably upload it and share it there, that becomes useful for everyone into the industry, everyone into the other colleges and other schools and campuses. And that way the knowledge base of the industry grows. So academic participation, industry participation, individual contribution is what makes knowledge in the industry grow. And that is what we are trying to do through KnowledgeCredits, right? And maybe being a fresher, core technology is something where you would get an entry into. And in the supporting careers also, UI UX, which I mentioned, the supporting careers, and SEO, SMO is also area where you probably can build a career. If you are not very strong on core programming or core database or core network concepts, or you don't want to go there, you probably want to be on the lighter side of technology. When I say lighter side, it's like more of a talking like I am doing. My technical team is already working on the product, and they are probably developing some functionality. But there is a lighter side of it where you probably reach out, talk to people, get the requirements, gather the experience and all that. So maybe that supporting careers in those areas are also good options. Right? Competencies generally in the supporting careers are acquired through experience. It's very difficult to teach it in the college unless you yourself take the initiative to learn those specific areas. Because I don't think those are the specific subjects in the colleges. I'm not very sure whether there is a subject called user experience design in the college. So there is nothing called user experience design, or probably there is nothing called Hadoop or NoSQL database, which is a new thing. Or the business analysts, I don't know if there is a specific knowledge, or I don't know if there is a specific subject, business analysis. The business analysis or business analyst. So those are some of the areas probably which are not available probably in the colleges, but those you can learn. And mind you, internet is a big world, and if you want to build a career and have a knowledge about anything, you will find thousands of sources which are freely available, and you will not have to spend a penny from your pocket to acquire those skills and knowledge. If you are serious and if you are ready to let go 20% of your Facebook time and use it on probably searching a relevant skill and knowledge onto the internet, and I'm sure YouTube videos, there are a lot of them, training videos. There are 2-3 websites that you should be aware of, and you should make a note of it. Okay, please make a note of it. They are free knowledge-giving websites. You'll see a lot of free industry people putting their subject. So one, of course, I would put KnowledgeCredits first anyway. So be there, basically use those. But there are others like Udemy. Udemy, it is like academy and university. So there's udemy.com, which has a lot of free content and free videos available to you. There is also something called Coursera, Coursera. Coursera.com gives you a lot of courses and also gives you a lot of certificates. You can do a test online and give a certificate. For a basic, if you want to build your fundamentals and concepts stronger into your school level subjects and college level subjects, not technology directly or not industry directly, there is something called Khan Academy. I don't know whether you can probably search on Google, and it's most famous. Someone who has created a lot of content and a lot of people are contributing free knowledge into it. If you are a fan of reading books and a lot of stuff, then there is a Project Gutenberg, if you want to search. And the Project Gutenberg is focusing on getting the books translated online, or most of the books. YouTube is a common platform where you see a lot of videos. You search UI UX design, you will get a lot of videos related. You search core technology concepts. I found very interesting thing. There is someone from Punjab, some person. He has put entire networking concepts in Hindi, because people in India, some of the people find it difficult to probably go through the English language videos. He has put entire CCNA, CCNP, all the networking concepts for free on YouTube. I am forgetting his name, but you can search Hindi CCNA or Cisco videos, or Hindi networking videos or something. And you would find that the person has put a lot of content and practical contents, mind you. You will be able to, after going through those videos, you will be able to configure a router real time, I am sure. So those are some of the things which are already there, and if you search, there is a lot more, not just this. And our aim would be to keep on, we are putting those here as well. We are going to publish all of this on KnowledgeCredits, and we are talking to them to tie up and put their content to us also. So we're just trying to do that. I don't know how successful, but we will at least give the link so that people can go and visit there. So that is what it is. And So we can keep talking. I can talk probably about for 10 days non-stop on this subject, okay? Because this is something which is my passion and I probably can go on. But in the interest of time, I will move a little faster and probably move on. So on these particular area, do you have any questions or any comments or feedback? And I would probably like to listen from you. Maybe I overwhelmed you very little information or maybe very more information. I don't know what your feeling is, but you can probably let me know if you need any specific question that you want to answer or you have some inputs that you need. We will be able to give you. Do you have any questions, anyone? You can ask in Hindi, Marathi, and any other language that you need. Okay? No questions from anyone? Yes, please.
I heard that
What is that? When you say small scale, what size do you call a small scale? I mean, what is your definition of small scale? Because small scale definition would vary from industry to industry. There is no such thing called small scale companies don't work on .NET technologies. If you want to know which company works on .NET technologies, in Pune, there are a lot of them. There would be at least 50 different companies working on .NET. And there are some which are only working on .NET and nothing else. I mean, Microsoft technologies, small scale, which are in the bracket of 200 to 2,000 people. Even less than that, maybe around 50 to 500 people company also probably working on that. And I have seen a lot of them between 200 to 2,000 people who work on Microsoft technology. And one of them is Futurism, which is at Bane. Futurism technology, which is around 250 or 300 people company. They work on .NET. There is Sears, which is in Vijayawadi, which works on .NET Azure platform, which is Microsoft's platform, cloud platform. They work on Azure. And there are a lot of such companies. So the future is about not bigger companies. By the way, if you talk about the product, that 10,000 startup, you should visit 10,000startup.com. I mean 10,000startup.com. Search on Google and you will see a lot of, and you will see what are the new startup companies which are coming up. There is also, if you want to know which are the small scale companies, if you don't probably get place to campus and if you want to get into some small companies, there is something called System SI 100, I mean System Integrators 100. Search on Google System Integrators 100, Silicon Valley or something. I am forgetting the URL, but there is a Systems Integrator 100 or SI 100. You search on Google. There is a portal which lists, and all of these companies around 20, 30 in each category, like networks or security or cloud or mobility. They are founded by Indian entrepreneurs. And they sit in Silicon Valley in the United States, and they have their offshore offices in Bangalore or Pune or Hyderabad or Mumbai or Delhi. And those companies are there who probably work on different technologies that you will be interested in. You should also visit some industry event like, do you know TI, the Indus Entrepreneurs? If someone of you want to become an entrepreneur, it's not a bad idea, and probably if you have an idea which can change things and practically you get to do things, maybe you will get some funding also from NASCOM or some Google or someone who wants to invest into innovation, and you can do that innovation. So the Indus Entrepreneur TIE, TIE, if you search TIE on Google, you will find that they do a regular sessions at Senapati Bapat Road in Sumant Bulgaonkar Hall on Industry Talk. So I think on 4th October, no, in coming few days, Mr. Ramadorai from TCS is going to present his views and his prospects in IT and other things. but I don't know whether you will be directly allowed to go there. It's for member or something. Probably you can find out if you can go and visit or if you can contact them. So there are a lot of people, speakers from different companies who come and present. A lot of Indians have started a lot of companies in the United States, and they have their offshore development unit here in India. And they need skilled professionals, of course. There is something called Tap2Learn. I don't know whether you have heard. Tap2Learn is a big funded company in the United States, started by some Indian entrepreneur who got huge funding from, and the focus of them is to build applications for children on iPhone and Android platform and other platforms. So Tap2Learn means tap and learn. So they are building a lot of applications, and probably you have a lot of time at your hand if you are in the college days. Create your own product. It doesn't take a lot of time. If you really focus on learning and creating your own, I'm sure start from your first year or second year, or tell your people who are in first year, second year, form a team, 4-5 people team. Create your own product. Create your own small partnership firm at a college level. It really doesn't matter whether you succeed or fail, but you'll go through the experience of launching a product of your own, and there is a huge requirement for such kind of innovative thoughts and ideas. The future is not about whether we can do things. The future is about whether we can do it early before someone else does it. How many of you know the best job portals in India? Can you name? Yeah? Naukri, Monster, Freshers.com, a couple of them, right? Those you know because those were the first people who started that concept. Amongst the few first people. And I am sure there are 300 more which are created after that. But people will not remember them. And you have the power and the ideas to come up with a thought which probably doesn't exist, which probably is not there in the market. And you have, if you start thinking and looking around, what is missing, you probably would strike upon an idea and create that, create a team, work on it, create some product of your own. And it doesn't cost much. You have a free lab facility. If needed, ask college to extend that lab facility during a non-campus time or off-college time and work on it. It's not a chance. Remember one thing, success is not a chance. Bill Gates worked extra hours because they had least time on a computer. They had restricted lab facility. So he requested and went, and there is some 1600 hours of effort that he put into creating commercial product when he was in the college and when he was in the school. So he did not create Microsoft by chance, or Google did not get created by chance. These people have put in their time and effort into learning the technology and implementing that at a campus level. Even Facebook, for example, Mark Zuckerberg did not come out of the blue. He could do it at a college level. That means he was passionate about it. He knew, and that idea was restricted for a college usage, but then people realized that the application can be global. And Google got global reach, and Facebook got global reach, and you probably can build something out of it. So start it now and start your journey. And of course, if you don't want to do it and you want to stick to a normal, go find a job, that also is possible. But if you have done your own product, probably you will be in a better position to get selected, because you have gone through a cycle, a commercial cycle of trying to do something. Failure and success doesn't matter. The attempt is what matters. And if you do that attempt, and even if you can capture a 25% of a learning, I am sure 10 years down the line, probably I will have to come and meet you with appointment. So please give me appointment that time if at all I am successful. So do that from now. Okay. So that's what I would like to share. And if you have any questions, probably those can be answered. And we can also discuss offline after the presentation, because we are already late and I have already surpassed my allotted time. Thank you so much for the patience listening, and once again apologize for my casual listening.
Edubridge, who is the training manager. He would talk on interview tips and techniques and resume writing skills.
So good afternoon, everyone. I think we are already into festive season, right? Yes. And some of you are already anticipating Diwali as well. I heard a lot of you making those noise around. Okay. So compliments of the season to all of you. Thank you. So we are going to spend this maybe a short duration of half an hour discussing on a couple of topics like CV writing, interview tips, researching a job and so on. I may not be able to do justice to each of those topics. However, if at all you find a disconnect, you are free to stop me. Okay. As I was trying to prepare this, I came across a short incident where there was a very famous preacher and he has a very young teenage son. The teenage son was not much concerned about his career options, about his future, but whereas the preacher was. And somehow he wanted to drive this thought in his teenager son. So he didn't know how to do it. But preacher was very clever. He said, okay, let me try this out. Once when the teenage son was not in his room, had gone to school, he went to his room and placed a couple of things on his study table. And those couple of things were a holy book, a bottle of whiskey, a 500 rupee note, and a Playboy magazine. Well, he had a very clear thought behind each of these objects. He said, if my son comes and picks up the Bible, I know for sure this person, my son is going to be a great preacher like me. And what a blessing it could be if he follows my footsteps. But if he takes that 500 rupee note, I know my son is going to be a big businessman, and that is okay. It's good. But if he takes the whiskey, I know he's going to be a big drunkard. And worse, if he takes the magazine, well, suddenly he heard the footsteps of his son entering his room, and he just hid behind the door, eagerly waiting. What is my son going to do now? Son came whistling, nicely dancing inside the room, threw his books on the bed, and then as he was going out, his eyes fell on the table. He was very curious to see this. He went, he observed for a while, picked up the Bible, the holy book, placed it under his arms, picked the 500 rupee note, put it in his pocket, uncorked the whiskey, took a big sip, and he was gazing at that magazine. And then this preacher, he muttered saying, Lord have mercy on me, my son is going to be a politician. I think choosing careers or career options, this is something a very serious topic for all of us, and that's why we are here for. And our parents are more worried than us. Am I right? Yes. They are always asking, what are you going to do? You would have asked that, you would have watched Laksh movie. Yes. Some of you I showed you there, where Ritik's dad was asking, what are you going to become? And Preeti Zinta's dad was asking the same thing. What are you going to become? And Ritik was very confused. Why are these parents asking every time, what are you going to become? What are you going to do? They are more worried, yes. And today all of us need to be worried as well as to how we need to prepare for this career that we are going to choose. Some of us have already made choice, and then we need to make further choices in life. When we make a choice, we make a lot of sacrifices as well, which we have already done, and we are yet to make a lot of choices and a lot of sacrifices. And in today's session, I would like to, I have titled it as Jump to Start Your Career. Here, 4 things are very vital. One is to research a job. Second thing is to create an SOP, not SAP. Okay? It is SOP. I'll tell you what it is. And third thing is advertising yourself, that is writing a good CV. And the fourth thing is interview techniques. So I'll touch upon each of these slides. I'll touch upon each of these points. May not be in detail, and if ever you have a question, please, welcome to stop me anytime. Now, let me start by asking you, why do we need to research a job? How do we take up it? Yes, for earning. Good. How do we go about doing this? Is it important to research a job? Yes. Why?
So that you can know about the company.
Know about the company, great. And know about market status.
What the company wants from us.
What does the company want from us? Well, generally, most of us join a company or choose a career for varied reasons. It could be because I was sharing with you. It could be because my friend is already there, so let me also be there. Or it could be like these 3 idiots. You know what is the status of these 3 idiots? Because the parents wanted to be there. Okay? Could be that. I am forced to be there. Could be various reasons. Maybe the job is appealing, the title is appealing, that's why I want to be there. It's important for us whether do I really fit into the company that I am selecting, and do I really fit, do I have the ability and aptitude to take up that career. Some of the questions that might come into our mind while researching, like why do I need to do a research, that which you have already answered. Second would be, what is that I should research. Third one, when do I need to research and how do I need to do it. It's a vast topic. I'll just touch upon each of these topics. First of all, why do I need to research? Clearly, as you have said, it helps you to visualize your role, in that potential company. It helps you to establish a culture for yourself. Whether are you really suited, to the company that you are looking for, your dream company, and the knowledge of the company will help you also to visualize your prospective role. Next one. It's also important. The growth and success of the industry would mean the same to you. Do you agree? Whenever you apply for a company, will you go and apply for a small scale company or a big brand? Why? Because
Our scale will be increased.
exactly. Okay, your scale will be increased, and security. Exactly. Security, for sure this company is established, so I have my career is secure. Okay. You also look for how long has the company been, how has it been doing in the market, what is its share value. I'm sure. Ultimately, for what? We are selfish. Selfish for good, because it affects the decision that I take today will definitely affect my career. And this is also important. What do I need to do a research on? First thing, what are the top 20 companies? I'm just putting some figure. It's up to you. What are the top 20 companies which are really performing well in the market? Okay. That are growing. What are the names of the mid-sized companies? If not there, can I fit in the next level? Okay. Mid-sized companies. This is important for me to know. Be aware of what are these top companies and mid-sized companies, and more importantly, what is this company looking for in me? What the skill set expectations are? This we will only know if we do a good research. Then, what is the type of work culture do they have? Can I really fit into this work culture? And what are the facilities offered? Important for me to know. If the company does not offer me the type of facilities I am looking for, obviously I eliminate that company from my list. What the type of facilities offered, and what is the hiring process that the company has taken up. Then I can prepare myself accordingly to suit their requirement. And how, I'm sure, I think sir also has dealt in detail about it. How do we go about researching a company or a job? Internet. You have Naukri.com, someone has said. You have Facebook, Twitter. You have KnowledgeCredits. Okay, you have lot of portals that would help us research the company and the job role. And more importantly, when do we need to do a research? When do you think, let's go back. When do you think we need to do a research? Pardon? Before the job? For what? I would like you to interact, okay? My classes are not been so boring. Why do we need to research before a job? So that
we can select the better.
Exactly. So that you know where the availabilities are, you can list down the companies and where you are going to apply before the job. And once you are applied, once you are selected, then you also need to search for where do I really want to work. Okay? What is that I am looking for? Which company is going to provide me what I look for? Because once I take a step forward, I need to go forward. I can't come back. Before I make a decision, it has to be an informed decision so that I don't regret later on in my life. I got to be happy. The job that I am doing should be fulfilling for me. There are multiple ways in which we can go about doing industry research or job research. Newspapers provide that, internet provides it, your friends will definitely tell you, the teachers, the faculty will definitely assist you. There are a lot of seminars going on, information is everywhere. But now I got to be responsible enough to make a right decision for myself. Next one. Okay, there are multiple tools which I will not get in detail because that will take a lot of time, which you are aware of. How to register yourself into a job portal and how to go about applying for various jobs. I'm sure, have you all registered yourselves into any one of the job portals? Is there anyone who has not done it? I don't think so. Okay. Have you all registered yourself somewhere or the other? That says you are serious about your career and your job. Great. Okay. The second topic that I would like to focus on, creating an SOP. What is this SOP? Anyone has statement of purpose. Great. Can anyone tell me what that statement of purpose means and why do we need to create a statement of purpose? It is very self-explanatory. Statement of purpose. Okay. Why do we need to create a statement of purpose? Yes? We'll see that there are typically 4 parts in the SOP. One is the introduction about yourself. It has to be factual and correct. A lot of background checks, very strict background checks that higher companies do. Second, that will help the company understand who the person is applying for a job. Is he credible enough to take up the job? Second thing, why are you applying it? Okay. Third, academic and professional biography and what are your clear career goals. Statement of purpose helps you and helps all of us in giving the right information to the possible recruiter. And that will also help us to match the job roles because we have already done the research about the leading companies, the job options. Then what is that I am looking for? Can I match these two? Next one. I'll just quickly run through these 4 parts. Introduction, basically introducing yourself. What is the job? Why is the job interesting you? And why do you want to take up this job? Okay, that's the introductory part. Has to tell you your relationship to the job. Next one. the reason for the choice of qualification. Why did you choose MCA or MBA? What has been what's your foresight into choosing this particular stream, academic stream, and where do you want to reach after doing this? Okay. Then career goals. Again, getting back to Laksh. If you do not know where do I want to reach, then it is very difficult for me to take up a focused, responsible step in my career life. I need to be very clear, 5 years from down the line, where do I want to see myself? In which position? Today, every move needs to be taken well planned. Because the competition is very tight, unplanned move can cost us a lot. And we might remain where we are if we are not clearly focused about where we want to be. This will act as a real motivator for us to go ahead in life. Then, why apply? Why did you apply to this company? We should also be clear as to why did I choose this company? Why do I need to apply? Statement of purpose. What do I like about this company? This helps us to build up a sense of belonging to that particular company. Next one. Just to sum up the statement of purpose. Determine the purpose. What exactly is your career goal, career purpose? Determine the content that you want to write, and determine the approach or the style in which you want to communicate. Maybe I will share some of my notes with you that will help you in detail how to go about writing a clear SOP and how this will help you in getting the right job that you are looking for. Once you have a very clear SOP in mind, then you have to match the job roles, which clearly means what are the skill requirements of the company and what is the skill set that I possess. What does the company expect and what do I have to give to the company? Can we bridge this? I think that's what Mr. Chandresh Adhiya sir was hinting at. Today the companies are reluctant to hire because they do not get the right set of people. Well, they are academically qualified, but when they come to job, we need to train them for a period of 6 to 9 months. That's the reality. Now they are looking for companies which can train them on specific languages which are not taught otherwise in the regular academic syllabus, which are important for them, and then they can come on board and start day one, job on day one. And next one. Compare the job requirements with the strength. I think I have shared this a couple of times. Understand what the job role is, what are its requirements, and also compare your strength so as to meet this job role. Okay, know why the employer should hire you. We should also have a clear explanation as to what is that I have and what is that makes me special among the lot, so that the company should focus on me and should take me in. Here I need to exhibit my creativity, my innovation abilities, to focus on that. So, and my core specialties, core areas of expertise that would highlight my profile amidst all others and help the possible recruiter to take me in. Qualities, I'm sure these are very generic qualities that would help to catch the eyes of the possible employer, that is creative, outgoing, persuasive, social, pleasant while talking, strong networking skills, enthusiastic, determined. Adding to this, the special core IT skills will also will definitely give you an edge over the others for a possible selection. And Nothing, anything against this, I'm sure will not earn us an interview call. Having said this, we'll move on to the main topic of the day, that is on writing a CV or the resume. And fundamentally, there are multiple words that we use. What are those multiple words for the same thing? Resume, biodata, curriculum vitae or CV. Anything else? Okay, now tell me, I'm sure you know it well. Are these three things, CV, resume, CV, resume and biodata, are these three things one and the same, or is there a difference between them? A little bit difference. Great. What is a little bit difference? Oh, okay, tell me, what's the resume?
So resume you put your person, not put your documents in CV.
In resume you mention about what?
Marks, percentage you got in 10.
Academics?
Yeah.
You mean to say academics?
No.
Do you all agree? No. No. Okay, there are some who do not agree. Tell me, what is resume?
You are already.
Yes. Is it about freshers? Okay, I think the other way. The other way now. Okay. Resume here.
You add your experience.
Yes, experience. It is a summary of your experience. Okay. Whereas CV is a course of life, the course of one's life, where you are focusing more on your academic career and all that. And biodata gives us more about generic, personal. Pardon? Yeah. At the time of marriage. Okay, great. That's what you give it to the prospective bride or the bridegroom. Biodata tells something about yourself, your personal details. Okay, about your place of birth, date of birth, and all that stuff. Okay. Now, for us, what do you think we need to choose? Being freshers? It is a curriculum vitae, CV. Okay, great. Now, why? How does a CV work in getting us the right job? Why a CV or why a resume?
In the resume, we count our experience.
Okay.
And in the CV, we count our
No, let's not differentiate. I'm just asking the same question. Why do we need to prepare a good resume?
Get more motivation.
It is rightly said that
First impression.
Okay.
You look better than others.
Okay. It acts as an advertising tool for yourself. Okay. It tells the company who the person is. Clear? And a very clear, very brief, crisp description about the person before the person actually meets the interviewer face to face. It acts as an advertisement. Okay. It tells about the product that is you. It tells about yourself. That's why CV writing or the resume writing skill or the way we present ourselves is very crucial. We'll see some of the facts. The next one. There are some of the interesting facts about resumes. Average time spent on scanning is 20 seconds. Imagine we have multiple CVs that we receive for the same positions. We don't have the luxury of time to sit through and have a thorough study on each of the CVs. Most of the CVs are scanned to average time is 20 seconds. Employers usually scan through a resume. They don't read in detail. They read the one that catches their eye. That's why the opening sentence of the resume will make you or break you. Meaning that is something very important. It's like an advertising line now, the tagline. If that is interesting, well, there is something value in it. So let me go through. Even when you do a search, first you see the title. If the title is interesting, yes, then let me go through the first index or then you go in detail. It's something like that. It has to be catchy enough. Then 9 out of 10 resumes are rejected based on the objective rejection criteria. Meaning to say, the first impression that your CV gives to the employer. Now, next one. Look at this. Now, if you are an HR and you have got a CV like this, what will you do?
Check.
No, you won't even consider reading it. Will you take time, take pain to read this?
No, sir.
Okay. And the next one. Well, we have an example of a bad resume. You have a lot of cuts and a lot of, if you gaze it closely, there are a lot of grammatical errors and spelling errors. Before we send out or prepare and send out a CV, we need to consider certain points which are crucial. Because that is the first impression that you are giving before an employer, before you yourself present yourself before them. That's why it's important to take time to prepare a well-worded CV that gives a very clear picture about yourself. The previous one. It's important that we use the right words in our CV, the power words and the action verbs. Do a thorough spell check because that talks a lot about ourselves. Should be well formatted, organized and easy to read. So you saw that first CV that I showed you. If we send something like that, jumbled up with a lot of information, not clearly organized, then the reader will be put off. It has to be well formatted, organized and easy to read. Keep it crisp and clear. Okay, short and sweet, crisp and clear. And should not be more than 1 to 2 pages in length. We have some CVs which run over 10 to 15 pages. Who has the patience to go through each of this? So whatever we are to mention it in short. Keep it short, simple and very clear. Represent the facts accurately. Whatever the facts are given, it has to be accurate, especially with the dates, time and the location. Because today a thorough background check is done based on your information that we provide. And you need to support the information with the relevant documents. Let's not put because I want to make my CV impressive. Let me add something which I have never even thought of doing. Then we will end up, we are putting ourselves into trouble unnecessarily. Quickly run through the components of a good resume. We need to mention our name clearly, a brief summary profile, a clear career objective, education and training received, work experience or the experience related to the project, if any, personal information, references, and the contact information. So I will quickly run you through each of these components. Contact information. If you are, it has to be mentioned very clearly. If you are mentioning a landline number, ensure that you also give a local code. And if you are giving an email, ensure that we check our emails regularly because most of the employers today would like to contact through an mail. So it's not that I mention an email which I open only once in a while. You might miss out on a lot of opportunities. Avoid caller tunes. It looks very unprofessional. That's the reason why it's good. And most employers prefer to contact you by mail. So the contact information should be right on the top and should be very clear and authentic. Should be authentic. Do not give a wrong number or a wrong email address. Check it twice before you give it because that's the only way in which the potential employers will contact you. Next, the objective. This is something that will catch the person who browses through or scans through your CV. The objective should state very clearly about what exactly you are looking for. Should be a clear statement, not a vague one. Keep it short and simple, accurate and clear. This helps yourselves to connect with the reviewer. Okay. Avoid long sentences or vague statements which does not make really much sense to you and to the reader as well. Okay. You may have different. It's not that I have only one objective statement and that I will copy paste everywhere in all the companies that I apply for. Each of the companies, as we had seen in the beginning, the job role specification is different. So I need to suit that in my objective that I write on the CV. Experience, there is a method in which we need to write our professional experience. Go to the next one. If you could see some of the tips given there, include the names of the companies where you have worked, the cities and the places, and the position and dates. These got to be accurate. And also mention what is the responsibility that you have handled with using a lot of action words. And tenses also matter here. What tense would be ideal there? It's because you have a job which is already done. Okay, your past job. So ensure that you grammatically it is right. Correct. The next component is your educational qualification. Here again, when you write it, write very clearly, include the college or the colleges, city, state, degree, the percentage or the rank that you have been awarded, month, year of graduation. Everything should be very clearly articulated in a sentence. Highlight the educational achievements such as scholarships and so on. What has made you very special during your academic tenure? If there are any awards that you have won during that time. Okay. I mentioned relevant coursework, especially if you are applying for an internship position. That depends on someone who would like to apply for an internship program in certain companies. Well, special skills, I think here for you, the languages, the core IT languages will definitely give you an additional edge over the others in terms of shortlisting your CVs. The most preferred languages on Java, .NET, SAP or whatever, you got to mention it very clearly and also give a brief of what project you have done in that particular language. Next. Well, this is something that will add value to your CV. The languages not in terms of technical, it is the languages in terms of English, French, the bilingual or whatever the languages that you are equipped with. Words like you're fluent, proficient, you have a knowledge of, can also be used to explain. This will add value to your statement. Knowledge of more than one language is highly desirable skill for most employers. Okay. If a person can converse very proficiently in more than a language, then that person is preferred by most of the employers. Okay. Next. Interests. Well, interests add humanistic quality to your CV or resume. That talks about who you are as a person. What is that interests you most other than the core skills that you have mentioned earlier. And the last one is about the references. Generally, we close it with one statement, will be provided on request. Okay. So generally we don't write the references in our CV. Most of the companies do ask you, request you for references for your background verification. And this is important when you are mentioning someone as your reference. Please have a detailed conversation with that person. Share a copy of your CV with him. Why? Because the person will definitely get a call from the company. And ideally that person could be your faculty, who knows you better, who can positively give you positive remarks about yourself. And also give right contact details about the references that you are providing to the company. And this is important. And this is a sample of a CV. Well, I will share that with you with the notes that I will be sharing. There are the do's that we have seen, there are also certain don'ts that will help us to keep in mind what we are not supposed to do. Lengthy ones, lengthy CVs are not desirable. Poorly formatted gives a poor image about ourselves. Errors in terms of spellings and grammar, unacceptable. Lack of relevant experience, unprofessional look. Very vague dates, unclear dates, or unclear informations or vague objective statements. No correlation between positions applied and the experience that you have stated. And there are a lot of other things which give a very negative or poor image about ourselves before the employer. This is something we need to keep in mind, must not do while writing a CV. Okay. Any questions before I move on CV? Do you have any questions quickly to ask? I know it has been a little fast session. Okay. And something along with the CV, we also talk about something on covering letter. Can anyone tell me what is this covering letter and how does this act? What is a covering letter?
From where do you have searched the job?
Okay.
That information should be added and declaration.
Okay. When do we generally give a covering letter? When you post a CV, correct? When you're actually submitting it, you don't. When you're posting a CV, that helps the employer to have a clear idea about the person who has applied and a very clear short description about this entire CV and the job profile that you are looking for. Next one. Okay. This expresses clearly who you are, what jobs you are applying for, why do you want to work in this organization. Are you suitable for this job? Okay, this is exactly, you would be writing in 4 different paragraphs in your covering letter. Next one. It helps the hiring manager to know your reasons for applying and highlight your specific strengths, motivations, and reasons for applying. Essentially. A survey states, that a covering letter with a CV were 10% more likely to get reply from the prospective employer. But just posting a CV without a covering letter, most likely we may not get an expected response. But it is stated that a CV with a covering letter has an advantage. This is a typical example of a covering letter which has 4 parts. First expresses about who you are, why do you want to apply for a job. Second thing states about your experiences. Fourth thing about the company knowledge that you have, and requesting for an interview call. Okay, this is basically how it is. This is poorly maintained. Do's and don'ts in general. Take off the advertisement, keep it short and free from errors. Run a spell check and grammar. This applies for both. Use action or power words. So how you fit the must criteria. Have a copy of your own references and relate your skills to the job. And on don't sides, don't state the obvious. Lose focus. Use jargons or the slang words, abbreviations. Do not exaggerate or use some catchy words just to exaggerate what you are trying to tell them. This slide, presenting a professional image. Well, I will not run you through this PPT. Here, what the focus is on now I have prepared a good CV. Now I am going before an employer. How do I need to present myself before an employer? I'll show you 2 video clips. Just escape it and there's a video clip. Okay. Now you saw Amir Khan Which movie was that? Amir Khan comes with his fiancée to a hotel. Imagine now you are an HR manager and Amir Khan comes to you in this attire. Will you select it?
No.
Why? Because he's not looking professional. Okay, why do you say he doesn't look professional? His attire. Okay. The way he speaks. Okay. He sounds very rude, unprofessional. Dressing doesn't look professional. His body language, great. There are a lot of aspects that you have picked up from this small video. Ultimately, it says that you will not entertain such a person who is dressed this way. Speaks a lot. This is the next video. You saw Amir Khan in this video. Now, if he comes to you in this fashion, will you entertain him during the interview? Yes. Why?
Way of talking.
The way of talking, his body language, and the attire, the way he has presented himself. He looks professional. Okay.
Actually, I have a different opinion.
Okay.
If it depends on what role I am applying for. If my role is a recovery agent, I mean the first dress is what I do. You know recovery agent, right? People who go and pretend to work in the
Situation was the atmosphere.
because they probably did not pay their loans or mortgages. Then the first attire was more suitable.
Absolutely. I think for the type of careers that we are looking for, I think the second is more, depends on the situation, as Madam rightly
As
said.
for the atmosphere, we must be here.
Yes. So, the way I present myself is absolutely necessary during an interview. The last portion that I will quickly touch upon is the interview tips. When you think about interview, what comes to your mind first? How do you feel? Interview. There is an interview. You are happy? Happy? No. Excitement, obviously. There is also an element of nervousness and fear. Why?
The gut feeling is totally down.
Okay, because you are anticipating questions like what will happen post the interview, what if I am not selected? There are a lot of other things. We are going to face an unknown situation. We don't know what sort of questions he would be asking and what is the type of answers which are expected of us. Well, interview typically, I see it this way, it's a selling process. Okay. Here you are selling, you have already advertised yourself, now you have to actually sell. Selling your abilities, your skills, your talents, you are presenting it confidently before the person who is willing to hire you or who is willing to buy your services. Here, the way you present yourself, the confidence that you exhibit is crucial. And for this, you got to do the right preparation, which you have spoken from the beginning. Have you researched well about the industries that you are applying for? Do you know about the job role, the expectations, the skill set expectations? And are you able to match the same? If you have done that process, I am sure interview will become an exciting process for all of us. Preparation is crucial. They want to sit across, possibly there are typical interview questions like tell me something about yourself, where would you see yourself 5 years down the line, why should I hire you? These are typical questions. And each of these questions have a clear objective behind it. For example, when an interviewer generally asks, tell me about yourself, why do you think the interviewer is asking you that question? Yes. To check your communication skill, and that is the first interaction that you have. It's kind of an icebreaker, sort of an activity that's going on between you and the HR. Here, we need to prepare 1 or 2 minutes of very clear introduction about self, maybe a quick background about your education, about your family, and something that makes you special. that would attract possibly the interviewer. Something that is special about you. So I have not touched upon the grooming part. Next one. It's important that when we go in for an interview, be there at least 10 to 15 minutes before time. That will help you also to prepare or build your confidence. Greet the interviewer with a firm handshake, maintain good eye contact, make sure that you are energetic and enthusiastic. Every employer today wants to hire the best people. And what they look for is the person with the public energy, confident, who can do the job. And that movement of that 10 to 15 minutes of interaction that you have is going to decide whether the company would like to avail your services or not. So we need to get in their services. If you imagine you go late, perspiring, taking the deep breath, that will not allow you to give your best. That's why it's important that you prepare well, arrive early, prepare yourself well for the interview. And the way you communicate for any job is very important. Communicate clearly and articulate your thoughts well. Okay, there are a few interview questions. As I said, tell me about yourself. Acts as an icebreaker. That helps you build a rapport with the HR. Also helps to gives you an opportunity to tell the HR who you are. I will not run you through all the questions. Second possible question is, where do you see yourself 5 years down the line? Now tell me, what could be an objective behind this? Good. They want to see your commitment. Whether are you planning to, is it a stopgap arrangement that you are looking for, or are you planning for a long-term relationship with the company or a commitment? You are looking for a career in this company. There are people who say, I would like to start my own firm, or I would like to be an actor. Odd answers. Then why should I give you a job? It doesn't make any sense for me to hire you at this point of time. So when such questions are, whatever question is being asked, understand why that question is being asked and relate that to the job that you are applying for. And if you can match that, then obviously you have won the game. And presence of mind and best preparation and the way you present yourself is what going to determine whether you crack your interview or not, whether you are able to sell yourself clearly and professionally. Thank you very much. I know the time is less. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to take it. I stop here.
I hope this seminar will have benefited each one of you here. And I'm sure next time when we conduct these seminars for a longer duration, we would have mock interviews conducted. So, we will have different speakers and experts who can share their views and who will help you build your future. The best thing you show is you need to register on the KnowledgeCredits website, which would not take more than 5 minutes of your time. And you can feel free to contact us on the numbers mentioned on the brochures. And we would like to thank each and everyone present here and hope to see you all soon. Thank you.
One more thing.
I would really like to thank all of you, for sitting patiently for continuously 2 hours and interacting this session with our CEO and even Mr Sony Dsouza. So thank you all of you once again. We have given you all the brochures of KnowledgeCredits. Okay, like as mentioned by Sir, please go ahead, go read this, what exactly it is. Okay, I'm sure that everyone will have doubts. So 2 hours is just not enough, to share everything. So please go ahead, go read this and try to register, because the registration is free for all of you. So in case if you're looking out for a job or any training ahead you're going to take, you need not have to go wait for the newspaper ads or something. You can always, you're registered on this, just once you are registered, log into it and just try and search. So we have different companies, institutes who are registered on this. So I'm sure that you won't have any more hassles to go ahead and check for the details. So go ahead and register as and when you'll get free. And any doubts, as she has mentioned, please call us anytime for any guidance. We have on our website a lot of games. You can learn through games. So if you want, we have tests online. So go and appear those, do those tests. Okay? Thank you.